We got maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation. We're going to drop the arms down and go into 135 degrees of coronal abduction while pressing away with our palms. And while we were resting, let's continue with our exercise demonstration for exercises to help with spinal decompression. And right now, I'm going to be demonstrating the C7-T1 ELDOA. This is meant to create space between the C7 and T1 vertebra. And if there's any type of compression at either the C7 nerve root, it can affect elbow extension as well as wrist flexion. If there is any type of compression at the C8 nerve root, it can affect thumb extension and ulnar deviation. So if you do have any issues with those movements, it can be one of those nerve roots that's affected. Also, with regard to the nerve plexus, this is going to affect the brachial plexus and more specifically the inferior portion of the trunk. The specific nerves that may be affected, both C7 and T1, you could have the radial and median nerves being affected. And then with regard to the C7, if there's compression, it could be the long thoracic nerve, the musculocutaneous nerve, or the posterior cutaneous nerve of the forearm. If there's compression at the T1, what we can see is there could be some compression at the medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm. And this can manifest as weakness in your finger flexors, your wrist flexors, ulnar deviators, your thumb extensors, your thumb adductors, and also your latissimus dorsi and triceps brachii group. This can also manifest as pain or paresthesia in all 5 of your fingers. If you are experiencing any of those symptoms, go ahead and give the C7-T1 ELDOA a try. We are going to be in a supine position, and this is going to be a bilateral exercise, meaning we are going to be performing it once on both sides. With regard to the actual setup, we're in a supine position, and we want to go ahead and flex the hips and knees until the sacrum lifts up off the ground to the base. So we only want the S1 making contact with the ground. With the ankles, we want to go into dorsiflexion by pointing the toes toward our head, eversion by pointing the soles of our feet away from our body, and then we want to go ahead and press the coccyx away from our body. Everything's moving in opposite directions to lengthen that spine. We want retroversion of the pelvis. We want a flat lumbar spine, a flat thoracic spine. We want retropulsion of the cervical spine by tucking that chin in. And for this one, we want to lift the head 1 millimeter off the ground, just enough that you could slide a piece of paper underneath your head. With your eyes, you're looking down between your thighs to put the dura mater under tension. With the crown of your head, you're pushing away from your body. And then with the arms, we want maximum extension of the elbows and wrists, maximum external rotation. We're going to drop the arms down and go into 135 degrees of coronal abduction away from the midline. We're actually going to go just superior to the glenohumeral angle, but a lot of people don't know exactly where that is. If you're at 135 degrees, that's approximately going to be the area. But let's just recap everything. We got retroversion of the pelvis. We want to flex the hips and knees until everything but the S1 lifts up off the ground. We got dorsiflexion and eversion, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, retropulsion of the cervical spine, 1 millimeter off the ground, just enough to slide a piece of paper underneath our head. We're looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension. The crown of our head is pushing in the opposite direction of the coccyx. We got maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation. We're going to drop the arms down and go into 135 degrees of coronal abduction while pressing away with our palms. We're going to hold that for 1 minute, and then after 1 minute, we can slowly come out of the posture. If you have any neurological symptoms or any type of weakness, pain, or paresthesia in any of the muscles that I mentioned, go ahead, give the C7-T1 ELDOA a try. During the next rest period, I'm going to be demonstrating the T1-T2 ELDOA, but for right now, our rest period is up. It is time for set number 9. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.